getting into the field of being in business for myself, I started networking and like meeting people here, but I was also still like applying to grant writing jobs on like LinkedIn and Indeed. I felt like that. Now I know that was like such a time suck, but
Yes.
whatever. So I experienced a lot of no's.
Hello, hello, hello. It's Holly Rustick here with Grant Writing and Funding. I'm super excited. Oh, got an Academy student. Christina's on the call with me today. We're going to hear everything about Christina. We're going to hear about her story. We're going to hear about the goals she's reached in the Academy, how she fell into grant writing, and the all the things, all the juicy fun things today. And just a little background, Christina Royster is with Cape Fear Grant Consulting or Grant Solutions, and you're going to hear all about how to get a hold of her. We've actually like done some reviews on your website, and you said it's good. It's good. You guys want to go check it out? Go check it out. So definitely, you're going to hear more about Christina today and her journey. So welcome, Christina. Welcome to the Grant Writing and Funding podcast.
Thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, me too. I'm like, so good to see you in person and to actually get to know you better too. Because in the program, like I've reviewed your things, come on the call sometimes in the Slack, but it's like different to have this one-on-one too. So it's so much fun for me. So thank you for coming on. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. So let's talk about you. Like you're new to grant writing when you came into the academy, new to business, right? So like tell me about your like what got you interested in grants and this whole journey. Yeah.
Um, I would say about 2 to 3 years ago, I started my master's in writing.
Mm.
And of course, the long-term goal is to write a book, but there's a lot more to that. So I'm like, so how else can I leverage this writing degree? What can I do? And I'm sure I saw it in like the comment section somewhere on social media, like grant writing popped up. And then just from there, I went down this rabbit hole and I'm like, oh, so it's kind of like writing a research paper. I'm good at that. I've done it a lot.
Mhm.
And researching, reading, I was like, okay, all those things, check, check, check. I can do that. And so I feel like I came across your program, your offerings years ago, but it really took me like 2 years to like feel confident enough to follow through and hit buy. And so during that time I did like so many other programs, read the books, and then it just got to the point last May where I'm like, I'm doing it. I'm going to do it. And it's
I
going to be
love it.
fine. I'm going to
Mhm.
be supported. It's going to work out.
Yeah. And how does it feel? Have you been fine? Have you felt supported? Tell me.
you know, there have been some challenges, but
Yeah.
what's nice with the academy is like with all the challenges that arose, wasn't like it wasn't a roadblock or anything. It was just something to work through, to figure out, to pivot, and it's just not impossible. So it was really
Right.
cool to just have that support and just keep moving forward.
Yeah. I love that so much. And I love that. I didn't know you were a writer. Like I know
Yeah.
you're a grant writer, but you know what I mean? Like it's a little different writing. Yeah. So what are you working on? Is it a
Uh,
novel, fiction, nonfiction?
yes, creative nonfiction. So I'm working on
Oh,
a collection of personal essays for my thesis coming up in the summertime.
wow.
Mhm.
That's amazing. Congratulations. That's
Thank you.
huge. I love
Thank you.
it. Creative nonfiction. So is that like is that from your own experiences then? Are these like creative essays from your life or?
Definitely from my life. Like
Mhm.
long time ago when I was in high school, I wanted to be an author then,
Mhm.
and I just didn't know what was possible until, now that I'm 30. And so just going down when I was choosing which degree I wanted to pursue, I'm like,
Mhm.
now's the time. Like I'm gonna just it's a passion.
Yeah.
And I realized that I love like stand-up comedy. I always am reading like the celebrity memoirs and all of that. So I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I think I really like creative nonfiction.
Oh, that's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah. And then how do you like, because I don't know if you know, I'm a writer too. Like
I
I'm,
do. I was
okay.
gonna ask you about that.
Yeah.
I saw the email the other day about your journey and I was like, oh,
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, and just like you, I was like, I had that milestone of like before I turn 40, I need to publish my novel because I've been dreaming about this since I was a little girl, you know?
yeah,
So it's like that same, sometimes it takes a while, right? And that's
it
okay. That's
does.
okay.
Everything in perfect timing, really.
Yeah.
Happens
Yeah.
as
I love
it is.
that so much. What program are you in, by the way? You're in an MFA program right now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, that's
Through
exciting.
Lindenwood University.
Oh, nice. How do you like it?
I love their program so much. It
Oh, that's so
better
good.
than I expected. You know, didn't really know what to expect because, of
Mhm.
course, my undergrad's in like liberal arts. So, like, pursuing this,
Mhm.
I'm like, are they going to be like super critical? Is it going to feel like competitive? And it's nothing like that at all. It's
Oh,
as
that's so
supportive as the
good.
academy, actually.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
always dreamed of, oh, I should get an MFA one just to have that community too, right? Like it's a different like kind of vibe, right? So I love that so much. Yeah, I'll have to look into it because it's great. I've just been working with a coach as well, like on my manuscript, and that's been a lot of work. So I know how much work it goes into um,
Mhm.
writing, right? Not just grants, like that's its own amount of work, but it does tie nicely, right? A lot of people
It
they have
does.
yeah, it's like there's still a flow because okay, I don't know for you, but for me, the writing, especially I like to write fiction and or just even I guess I like creative nonfiction, like poetry as well, but that has
Mhm.
to do with a lot of real life stuff, but that's very, very creative, right? So but looking at it and going, there's a flow at some point when I'm writing, like it's almost an out of body experience, right? It's hard
For
to
sure.
explain. Okay, you're like,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
working in that energy.
Yeah, it's like the book starts writing itself almost, or the paragraphs. Yes, yes. And it's like artists experience that, musicians experience that, right? Like different people, like it's common, right, to have that. But I have found in my grant writing, I get into that same kind of flow sometimes, which is very interesting. And I'm like, I got it. I got this. I figured this puzzle out and it's all coming together and there's this beautiful flow and harmony. Like it's a very interesting. Do you
Same.
experience that?
Yes, I mean, I know it's just a grant application, but I look at it as like, this is a nice work of art here. Like, I hope they appreciate this.
Yeah. It is. It's a deliverable and you're like, oh, that was a creative sentence like that. I nailed
Yes.
that.
I
I
switched out
nailed
a word and I'm like, oh wow, that really flows.
it. Yep, yep.
And
Yes,
it
and
was
I
so
love that.
it's
Yeah.
so great because I just was sent a grant application draft over to a client just like 2 days ago.
Mhm.
And she's just been real busy and all that. And she said, oh, this brought me back. And she did like the tear emoji and she was like, it's so beautiful. And I'm like, yes, she loves it. And we're just talking about a grant application, but it's so awesome to be able to
Yeah.
feel creative and something that can be a little rigid. And
Yes. Yeah, it can feel very dry. It can feel very,
yeah,
and I do say, we're not putting into a lot of flowery things, but there's a way that you can express it that you can still get points and still like not make it dry, like have some life, breathe some life
yes,
into it, right? Because it's
exactly.
exciting. It is
Absolutely.
like, yeah, you're like, this is going to get money and funding for this amazing project that could serve these people or serve this cause or do this thing. And like it can actually change the world. Like, that
Yeah.
sounds big and grandiose, but it's true. Even in your
So
community,
true.
like it can change, that changes the world, right? If you're like getting
Yes,
money to like help some animals and, get off the street, like that changes the world in a small way, but it's impactful, right? So
absolutely.
oh, I love it. I love it. So let's talk about you some more. So now that we nerded out on being authors, y'all.
Oops.
It's what I know it's what's possible. And I love that because for me, grant writing is what can provide that stability so I can be involved in my other passions. So I'm hoping that you've been in your MFA, you also joined this program. Like that's a lot to balance. It's a lot going on. Financially, has that been helpful for you though? Yes, you've invested in the program, but ooh, I got to see behind the scenes, I said before we came in the green room, and you said, "Okay, my goal this year is to make 20,000 in this program," and you've made more than that.
I can't believe it. And I'm like, I feel like I'm projected to make more too. Like,
Yeah, and that was only since May, and it's January. It hasn't even been a full year. It has not even been but you've
I
made
can't believe
$30,840 with your clients in your new business, new to grant writing, while you're doing your MFA this year. Like, that is
it.
amazing. Congratulations. I was so
Thank
excited.
you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because
Thank
y'all,
you.
we started in the green room and I was like, do you know what your goal was when you joined? And she was like, no, I can't remember what I wrote. And I told you, and you're like, oh my God.
I can't believe it. Like now it's even better because I
Yeah.
feel like since then I've just changed it to like undergoing, and I'm like, okay, I just want to land a client. Okay. And I did
Yeah.
that. I'm like, okay, well, now I want to land a paying client. And then
Yeah.
just taking these baby steps forward, and like it worked. It was awesome.
It worked. It worked. And how has it been balancing then a client? Like you also said, I just want to put 10 hours a week into this program. Let me talk about time. How has that been for you?
um, I feel like initially I started with a lot of hours into the program. Like when I joined, I did the 30-day master
Master
grant
grant. Hmm.
template right away and went worked through all the modules. And then I would say right in the summertime, I kind of fizzled out because I
Hmm.
was still working full time as well.
Ooh,
So
okay.
it was
Yep.
September of last year. So a few months after I joined the academy, I was just about to take a different full-time job. And it was like a day before I was supposed to start. They were like calling me, trying to figure out like where I'm supposed to be. And I'm like, if I do this, like I won't be able to do grant writing. Like I just know I
Wow.
won't. And I'm like, I can't do that. Like I just can't. So I declined that position, and I just spent that month like it was right around the Freedom to Fail challenge.
Oh yeah.
And
Hmm.
so that momentum, that's where it all began. That's like when I got my first client. And then that client recommended me to her client. And like that's
Hmm.
how I'm in a subcontracting position now because of that momentum during that point. So it was definitely scary, and but I've got no regrets. I needed that time. I needed more time to put into the grant writing, and when I did, I felt so instantly rewarded.
Wow, that's amazing. I just want to congratulate you. That is a
Thank
huge, like,
you.
that's, you're like, take this full-time job, right? And
Yeah, it
or
had all
like,
the benefits, the
yeah.
PTO,
Oh yeah.
everything.
Oh wow. And you're like, or bet on myself, work less, and focus on my MFA, right? Was that kind of like what you were looking at? Where you're like,
Yes, yes, because it was in like a mental health um industry.
mhm,
So I just knew that's going to take all of my energy. I'm going to be wiped
yeah,
by the end of the day, and I'm just not even going to have the energy for grant writing for doing this. So I'm like I just I have to make a choice, and I choose grant writing. It's already been 2 years. I've already
yep.
been like thinking about it for 2 whole years. So I'm like, no, I'm doing it.
I
No
love
looking
that so much. Oh my God, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud.
back.
Cool story. Because you did, you bet on yourself. You said, I'm going to bet on the dream, or I'm going to bet on something traditionally that I don't really want to be in anymore, but that kind of feels more sure. But
Yeah,
who knows? They could have fired you the next month or laid you off, or things could have happened. Like, you know what I
exactly.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
girl, or you could have like then not done your book or really been in your MFA or preparing for your thesis right now because you just wouldn't have the time. Like, I'm so
Exactly.
proud of you for betting on
Thank
yourself,
you.
and you did
Thank
it.
you.
You did it. Yes, I love it so much. And then, yeah, being able to get clients, make more than you thought you could. And now, how are you feeling a little bit more? Um, I know the first year too, like sometimes you don't feel completely like financially stable yet, but are you feeling more like, okay, this can work. Like this is working.
I am feeling like this is going to work and that it can work because in that time frame of like looking for clients and like really getting into the feel of being in business for myself,
Mhm.
I started networking and like meeting people here, but I was also still like applying to grant writing jobs on like LinkedIn and Indeed. I felt like that now I know that was like such a time suck, but
Yes.
whatever. But so I experienced a lot of no's and like
Yeah.
going showing up to these interviews, and it was funny because when I started doing the just what do you call it? When the clients would come to me and want discovery sales calls. When
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
doing discovery sales calls, at first I'm like, oh, I feel so nervous. But then I got used to feeling kind of like the interviewer myself.
Yeah.
So when I was being interviewed, I'm like, oh, I don't really like this feeling.
Yeah.
And they're asking, oh, what's your win rate, which I don't have, and all these other, rigid questions about, my experience, which was kind of non-existent. But then
Mhm.
it wasn't non-existent because the academy taught me that I can leverage so much of all of my other experiences to bring
Mhm.
into this. And so when I saw like I do bring value, even though I don't have like the traditional like checklist of things that you want in a grant writer, all those no's led me to the client who didn't ask me a thing about
Mhm.
when rates and all of my prior experience. We're so aligned. So now I feel like it's possible with them, with whoever, because the no's were only just getting me to the yes. And when I got that yes, it was so like it was just so nice because I'm talking to my client and she's just the sweetest person. And I'm like, wow, like imagine if I did get an opportunity earlier with someone else, like it wouldn't be like this, where it just feels so well aligned and natural
Yeah.
and it's perfect. So I
Mhm.
think,
I love that so much.
yeah,
Well, you have the tear emoji and you guys, this is such a good application, right? Like being in
yes,
Yeah.
so it all works
Um,
out. So I believe that I'm just going to keep on this trajectory and meeting clients that are aligned with me and what I do offer. And
love
that's
it.
way better than like feeling undervalued and like have to prove
Yeah.
myself and all of this negative stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's common. Like it's common to be trying to figure this out and being like, okay, and then there's that part of you that panics half of the day going, and I don't even say it's all panic, right? Applying for jobs. Like let's break that down. Applying for the 9 to 5s when you have your own business and you're starting up and you just haven't gotten the sales call yet. And then you're like, oh, I don't know, this is gonna work. I'll just start applying for jobs. I think what it is, and like you said, you usually what that ends up happening is burning a bunch of time. So I
Yeah,
think it's kind of like because it's very common to do. I used to do that until, and I had to say, why am I doing this? Part of me was like, that's how I've been raised to look for money. That's
mhm,
how I've been taught. This other thing
absolutely.
is so new and I don't know exactly how to do it, but I know how to do this. So it was almost more like a habit, you know what I mean? Of like, oh,
Yes,
it was weird. I was like, "Wait a second," and then it was like, also, why am I not out there I could spend the exact same time marketing myself instead
absolutely.
of doing this. So why am I doing this? I'm also a little bit afraid to market myself.
Yep,
That's
that's
what's
it.
going on. Yeah, so yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like, okay, now I need to work on some mindset things, right? Which we
absolutely.
offer in the academy because we all learn these to then come up with the strategy and the plan and to commit to it and be like, if I feel like I need to go apply for jobs, what do I have to remind myself? Oh yeah, I can spend the same time marketing for myself, right? All of the things. So
I
yeah.
ended up deleting that app and I'm like, I'm just gonna delete it. And then I won't
Yeah.
feel a temptation. I'm done. It's behind me. I'm just
Love it.
gonna go to a networking event in my community. And even that, now I'm on the grant review committee for my local chamber of commerce. And
That's
like
amazing.
me, I'm so glad. Like I can't believe it. So it's
I
really
know.
awesome to just put in the energy in your business and just show up for it every single day as much as you can.
That's such a cool thing. I love that, and I love that you linked in with your chamber of commerce. That's one thing we tell everyone to do in the academy. Go join your chamber, and look at that. Even say you don't have like you just started writing grants, you just started learning the skill, right? You're able
Yeah,
to book clients, and now you have this review thing. Like to review, like the having that is just as powerful as writing winning grants. Let me tell you. If you've been like, yeah, but
absolutely.
I know the review process, right? Because that'll just make you a better grant writer. And people are in your community be like, woo, that's really cool. You must know all about it.
Yes.
Especially with the chamber, right? Wow. How fun is that? Have you guys done any reviews yet?
Not yet. We just got started earlier this month.
Oh, that's so fun. Congratulations on that. That is really
Yeah, thank
cool.
you.
Yeah. So let's talk about you in your grant writing. So as you've been in the grant writing, you're looking at it, you've been learning it, or have you leaned into any cause areas or types of nonprofits or anything like that? Like, tell me about your business. I think.
Um, the cause area that I am in is maternal health, and
Nice.
now like youth development, workforce development as
Mhm,
well.
mhm.
So those are kind of the newer ones that just happened when I signed on with this client. But maternal health was where I started because I
Okay.
was a doula for a little bit and worked with kids as a
Yeah.
teacher in various ways. So it felt right to want to support mothers and families in that way. And Um, and now I do,
Amazing.
along with even more.
I love that. So really like anchoring into like community needs and human services and that sort of
Yes,
thing. Really
yes.
cool. And I love that too. Yeah, maternal health is so important, right? Also, so there's so many like programs that can be out there to help mothers and through their pregnancy, through all the things. Like, yeah, so so good. And so when you have clients, so you're kind of taking on different clients with these different human services, and then what are you leaning into, like foundation grants, startup nonprofits, working with bigger nonprofits? Are you open to that?
Um, I encountered startup nonprofits,
Mhm,
so I
mhm,
just kind of went with it, and it's been really rewarding for me s- to meet with these clients that have these like big hopes and dreams, and like to just meet them in that energy, and then
mhm,
find the grants for them, and then really flesh that out, because a lot of times they don't have it like where they need it to be competitive. So then we get more into grant readiness. And one
mhm,
of my first clients that I worked with, it was a little different. It was a pediatric um, IBD type
mhm,
program where they wanted to support children that were diagnosed with these illnesses.
mhm,
And so we worked on grant readiness, and in just a couple months, around that time frame of being from choosing grant writing,
mhm.
we've increased her grant readiness 20% in just 20 months,
Oh,
or 20 months, in just a couple of months. And so we're just going to keep on with that momentum. And it's really cool because she was so appreciative, and it's really nice to it's hard, of course, because they're so new. And so
yeah,
to
yeah.
provide that additional insight to them, like, hey, like, you're probably not going to be awarded on your very first application, on your very first time. Like, it does take time, 3 to 5 applications. So, like,
Oh, you
let's
got our
make it.
language. I love it.
Yeah, like,
I love
let's
that.
be in this for the long haul, okay? And,
Yeah.
like, have our expectations right, you know? And, like,
Mhm.
once that's good to go, it's just really nice to just come alongside and, like, partner with them and build that connection and collaborate and just see what we can do and make a difference in our world.
Oh, I love that so much. That's so, so good. And yeah, what a difference. And have you used the nonprofit wellness audit to help at all that we have for the bonus? Yeah,
Yep,
that's good.
absolutely.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
rebranded it, and that's what we used, and it been beneficial. It made such a difference because, of
Good,
course, I didn't have that information prior to
good.
being in the academy, so it made me it just accelerated me to be able to help quickly, and, like,
I love
see
that.
and, like, tell them, and then so I'm so grateful for the audit process as
Mhm.
well, because
Oh, I'm so glad it was helpful.
that's where I spent a lot of my time in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, just to get
Mhm.
them grant ready. Because that's the
That
thing is, like, you're learning the grant writing skills, but you're like, "Ooh, they're not quite ready yet." So, that's such a good deliverable that you can
absolutely.
have to position them to get ready as well. So, I'm so glad that's been helpful for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so oh gosh, I can't wait to, I'm so excited that I'm on this journey with you, and I'm getting to hear more about you and what you've been doing. So, this is so exciting, and just all of your progress and leaning in. So can you say like what are some of the things if somebody's on the fence right now about joining, like what has been helpful for you in the program that has really you think benefited you the most?
Oof, I
What are
mean,
the top few things?
like, the entire program. Like, I don't know how to emphasize that enough. So if you're starting from the beginning, just starting with the master grant template was a great starting point, just to see what an application looks like,
Mhm,
to apply it to your own grant that you're working on. And then to have the reviews have been so helpful. Coach Yvonne, I
mm,
mean, I was surprised at the length of time and like how detailed that of just the help that she provided. And like because she was so detailed, by now I'm like, oh, I don't really need it so much for the foundation grants, because I'm still with
mhm.
foundation grants, because like now I really know I'm really like good to go. I know
Got
what
it.
needs to be in this application, right? So now I'm like looking for opportunities to work on more complex applications so that I can continue to use the grant reviews, because I
Mhm,
just know it again accelerated. It took me from the beginning to like up here just because of having someone just tell you like, hey, you need to do something here, add something there, everything. And then that's just the grants. And then the business side of it, having you and Coach Gwen go back and like point out, like, oh, like I remember my first website was like way too busy, like too many colors,
Mhm.
too many different fonts, too many different sizes. And, that's not something that I just know. So again, it's just
Right.
so helpful to have, you experts just come in and just say, hey, scale it back a little, do this, do this, do this, So it's good to not have to figure out those things by yourself
Oh,
because
yeah.
those are roadblocks. That's enough to make you stop on this journey. If you're not quite
Mhm.
sure or you don't know, you're like, oh, you quit. It's very easy
Yeah.
to quit, and what else? Coaching calls are always awesome. I just love the community and seeing
Mhm.
everyone's face. And it's nice to see everyone share their wins and then the challenges too. So
Yeah.
I haven't had many of the same challenges as the other members, but things happen. And now I see that when other people are sharing what's going on in their businesses, now I know like what to look out for, what to expect,
Mhm.
and don't feel like alone having to
Yeah.
figure out like, oh, what do I do? Like, oh,
Mhm.
they said no or they didn't pay me. So like
Mhm.
now I
Mhm.
know it's not the end of it's not it's not a roadblock.
I
And I
love
just love that each service that's provided in the academy just helps you just keep going.
That's so good. That's so good. And yeah, and coming from that place of, I love that you came in too without any grant writing experience, any business like sales experience, right? Like all the things that you're like, okay. And then even going from making that huge decision, right? So I'm so glad that you feel supported and have all of the resources as well in
Yes.
the community to help you with that. And yeah, I mean, what you said about grants is true. Like if you've been taking on demand courses only or just reading books, like, yeah, you're going to learn some things, but being able to get reviews and customized
Mhm.
feedback, it changes the game.
Yes.
It changes
It
the
truly
game.
is a game changer for
Yep,
real.
yep. Oh, that's so awesome. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me today and sharing more and spending time with me. This has been so much fun, especially other authors. I love it. Talking to y'all. So, but yeah, and I can't wait to read. So let me know when you have everything published. I would love to read it, or if you need pre-readers,
Yes.
not yet.
Oh, really?
Let me
Okay.
know. Yes,
Yes, and I
hit
would
me
love to
up.
read whatever you've got published. I was
Yes, yes.
wondering, I'm like, is it under her name or is it under a
I have a
pseudonym?
pen name. Yeah, I have a pen name, but I definitely, yeah, I'll be doing an advanced readers group. I love doing that too. And even we are going to be doing another nonfiction book as well for the company. So, and I always like to
Great.
get a bunch of advanced readers before it goes to publication so I can get feedback and just, it's so good, right? It's so good to
Yeah,
have all of that.
absolutely.
So, and it's fun. It's fun to do that, right?
Always.
Yeah.
Yes.
So people are, North Carolina or different human service organizations, and they're like, where do I find this Christina? Because I really love her energy. I love everything she's doing, and I want to hire her. Where can they find you?
Right. Well, you can find me at capefeargrantsolutions.com. I'm also on LinkedIn, and that's just Christina-Royster 1.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's it. My website, my LinkedIn, they're
love
ready.
it. Okay,
They're
and then we'll
looking
have all of the links.
good.
Yeah, we'll have all of the links as well on the show notes, so y'all definitely check her out. And then if anyone wants to reach out to you because they're thinking of joining the academy, are they able to do that as well and hear more about what your recommendations are, just your experience?
Awesome. I can't wait
Yeah,
to
she's
share.
shaking her head yes.
Yes.
She said yes. Yes, you can. So, yeah, you can hit her up on LinkedIn, maybe, right, and then ask some questions if you guys maybe in that same position, you're also in school right now, you're also considering a job, but, that would be hard to handle, with going to school full time, and this could open up some finances and learn a skill, but allow you to have some time. So, yeah, definitely it's possible. Christina's
It
just showing
is.
you how, you know? So, all right, Christina, anything else you'd like to share with the community before we sign off today?
I just like to share that if you're really on the fence, if it takes 2 years to make the decision, like that's okay because it took me some time as well too. And so it made it even better that when I was sure, I was super sure. And it was the stories that you shared on your podcast that really encouraged me. So that's why
Oh,
when I
nice.
saw that this podcast was an opportunity, I'm like, yes, I want to encourage others the way I felt encouraged when I heard the stories of everyone
Yeah.
too.
Yes, we love to hear from our students because I can tell you everything in the program, but having someone be like, this is how it changed my life, right? Like, and this is
Mhm.
where I came from. And if you can relate to that, like, and know, okay, it's not just Holly, this is what's happening, but other
Yeah,
stories. So thank you. Thank you for sharing that. And thank you for coming on because it does help. I love to hear it because I want to know of the impact too and just be able to connect with your story. So thank you so much for coming on. It's been so much
yeah.
fun.
Thank you
Yeah.
for having me, Holly.